Happy I Love My Feet Day, all you beautiful radio listeners. Thank you for dropping in on our little happy hour. We appreciate you listening. If you're watching us on YouTube, here's a hand gesture just for you. You're welcome, YouTubers. Feel free to hit us up on the chat if you're listening on the radio through 105.1 FM, 1080 AM, online at 1051thefan.com, Odyssey.com, the Odyssey app, or you ask your smart speaker to check in on a Mariners fan for me and see how he's doing, and this is what you got. Use the fan text line. It's 503-2GO-FAN. That's 503-864-6326. Use it. Use the text, use the chat to share your thoughts, ask questions, solicit advice, or answer me this, dear listeners. How do you feel about your feet? Lowercase, are you starting an ankles down OnlyFans anytime soon?
The TonelyFans is not there yet.
The TonelyFans, is that what we call it? Is that what the young punks are calling the feet fetish fan site?
No, but that's the one I refer to as.
Totally. I ankles down. I've seen it. Ankles down, no holes. That was from our friend Blair Saki, who was here a few weeks ago. She's got a very funny bit. If you need to watch some stand up, ankles down, no holes.
That's good.
There you go. So if you want to go and check that out, you certainly can. It's a wild weekend for sports, man. We had preseason football Thursday, Friday, Saturday. I don't know what to make of preseason. I told you all I wanted to see was Jalen Milroe go out there. He threw the ball for 36 yards on like 5 attempts or whatever. None of the running backs play for the Seahawks. So you get a little George Holani. I almost wish I didn't watch any of it.
Part of me doesn't even watch like the players and the personnel and the game itself. I just go out there to watch preseason for the coordinators. Like, I just think new faces in new places.
Yeah.
How does John Harbaugh and the Giants look as a unit? How does the Miami offense look without Mike McDaniel? How does the Chargers offense look with Mike McDaniel?
Yeah, I get that, but you're not really getting that. I'm looking at players. I'm looking for guys to pop. Looking for, Monterey Foster Jr. out there making some catches. Looking for Tyrese Knight had a really nice day for the Seattle Seahawks. So Tyrese Knight was your starting linebacker next to Ernest Jones at the beginning of last year. Lost his job to Drake Thomas, who's much smaller, undrafted linebacker who just made all the right plays, the bigger fourth-round pick, all the athletic potential in the world. Played well last year, but was in a backup role, wasn't out there as much. He looked really good. So,
have you gotten any of the preseason storylines yet?
My team is on Hard Knocks. What are you talking about? Did you watch Hard Knocks yesterday?
I mean, other than the Seahawks.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm keeping an eye on them, but I don't think the games give you a whole lot. I think you need to talk to people. You need to kind of figure out what's going on in actual games.
Because the Chicago Bears have a really fun story.
And I don't want to talk. Here's my problem. Can I tell you my problem with the Bears? Ben Johnson's goal has been made public that he wants to set the NFL scoring record. Go away, dude. This guy irritated me going into last season. They had a nice, lovely little year. I will double down, and I think they're going to be terrible this year. I think they're going to fall back. They will do what the Commanders did the year before. Caleb Williams, if he stays healthy all year, will not be great. He will lead the league in turnovers. He's going to throw off his back foot because he's on the Madden cover doing the Jordan jump pose. Look how I throw a football. It's so neat. He's going to be terrible. Bears can go away. What's their stupid story that I need to hear about?
Bears cornerback, Beanie Bishop. He's a second-year.
Beanie Bishop
Jr. He's a second-year player. I forget out of where, but he played for the Steelers last year and was cut at the during training camp, this offseason, just because wanted to re-sign corners, this, that, and the other. He had 2 interceptions in his first preseason game for the Bears.
Cool. Who was throwing the football?
Rookie quarterback.
Okay.
All right. Who did they play against?
I don't know. So some guy that's not going to play in the league this year.
Oh, no. He'll most likely play.
No, the quarterback, whoever threw it.
The Bears played.
Oh, checking, efforting.
The Browns and Deshaun Watson and Shadur Sanders.
All right.
Dylan Gabriel and Shadur Sanders.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I mean, Deshaun Watson threw 2 touchdowns. Browns are going to be good. Preseason.
He did not throw 2 touchdowns.
Didn't he? Did he throw a touchdown?
11 for 15, 126, 2 rushing touchdowns.
Oh, so he had
1 rushing touchdown for Casey Concepcion.
No, whatever. Who cares? Who cares? It's the Browns. You turn on preseason football. It's a whole lot of meh. And the thing was, Seahawks played on Saturday. I was kind of excited about the game because I was ready to write off the stupid Mariners. I was after Friday night. If you missed Friday night's baseball game, the Mariners get a 7-5 lead in the 10th inning. They were down 5-2 at some point in the game, 7th, 8th inning, whatever, they catch up. So this is what you need the Mariners to do, right? They need to win games, especially in division. They have Houston and Texas ahead of them. Those are the 2 teams they need to leapfrog to get back to the division lead. There's like 12 teams that they need to leapfrog to get to the wild card. Like if you look at the wild card standings in the American League, the Mariners are 2.5 games back. They are behind Cleveland, Minnesota, Detroit, the Blue Jays now, who have been awful all year, who are now right there, the Rangers, and then Baltimore, Boston, or New York to get into a wild card spot.
This got competitive.
It's super competitive. So you have to leapfrog 6 teams to get into a wild card spot. You have 2 teams, the Houston Astros, who you are now, after winning the series over the weekend, you are 9-2 against the Astros. You've got that. You have a losing record against the Rangers. I don't think you have the Rangers on your schedule anymore. You've got 7 left against the A's, 7 left against the Angels. That looks pretty good. You get to play the Rockies in September. You have the road ahead of you, but you need to win these games. So on Friday night, going into the Houston series, you're like, this is a big series. They work their way back. They tie it up, go to extras, 5-5 game. The kid you called up instead of Colt Emerson, Brock Rodden, who's apparently saving his grandfather from charging bulls, and he's like a stocky little punk, like just looks like a baseball player. He's out there getting RBIs. He hits a sac fly to give them a 7-5 lead after Victor Robles gets a triple to start the extra inning. Ho-ho. Here you go. 2-run lead going to the bottom. Stupid Astros. Again. Tink single by Jose Altuve. And excuse me, swing. And there was one yesterday that was even worse that I can tell you about in a second. He hits a little bloop single over the infield. Then you get Varshaw, who comes up. I think he tied the game on another bloop single. 3 runners on, and Christian Walker. First pitch goes. It's still going up. Wherever that ball was hit, Andres Munoz gives up 5 runs in the... I mean, maybe he only gave up 4 because I think they may have... It doesn't matter.
Tough break, though.
Awful game. They get a nice win on Saturday, and then yesterday Munoz is on. No, it wasn't Munoz. It was in the 8th. Who was pitching? Oh, they put in Sir Anthony Dominguez to pitch. Did you see the single that Altuve got off of Sir Anthony Dominguez?
No, I didn't. A bad one?
He gets just completely deked, just gets the bat on the ball, sails over the pitcher's head. Everybody's converging on it.
The check swing.
The ball lands in the grass behind the pitcher's mound, going over the mound to field it. Dominguez trips and falls, so none of the converging infielders have an opportunity to dive for a ball that was hit. I don't know what the exit velocity was, 3 miles an hour off the bat, flew a total of, 80 feet. It's 60 feet, 6 inches. It didn't even go that far. It went like 63 feet, 5 inches or whatever it is. It's awful. But they won. They ended up bases loaded. They get the strikeout they need to end the game. They get a strikeout and then I think a ground out or whatever it was. Doesn't matter. But the Mariners have pulled within striking distance. They're right there. I wanted to give up on them over the weekend, especially Friday night. I was ready to go. They are still 4 back of the Houston Astros. They're 2 back of the Texas Rangers, but they did just enough over the weekend to keep me interested. I did not like it. Did you find the single?
No, I haven't.
Oh, you get a chance to watch it.
I found one that was from August 14th. Was that?
Yeah. That would have been the one on Friday.
Okay, yeah,
that would have been the one on Friday. Yeah, and that one's
75.4 miles per hour off the bat.
Yeah. Julio Rodriguez hit one yesterday, 107 miles an hour off the bat, caught at the wall by Varsha.
Of course it was.
Yeah. I mean, it's one of those things. It's fun. We've got the crossover. We're running into football and baseball. Football is starting. Every team has a chance to win. It feels like every team in the American League has a chance at one of those wild card spots. If you get in, you're going to be hot. Like if the Blue Jays get into this thing, right now, if you look at the wild card standings, you would have the Yankees, the Red Sox, the Orioles as your wild card teams. That's an entire division. And the Blue Jays are one game back. The Rangers are a half game back.
And 6 other teams that are
again, yeah,
within 2 games.
There's a whole stack up there. And at the bottom of the list of the teams that have a chance, your Seattle Mariners. That's where they sit. So we're stuck in this spot where I can't quit them yet. They want me to. They want me to. But Brendan Donovan shaved off his beard. All of a sudden he can hit. It's great. So we've got that.
Did you see the ruling on, I don't know if it was Saturday's game or Sunday's game, but the Josh Naylor pickoff move? We saw earlier in the year how Josh Naylor caught Jose Altuve kind of flat-footed on a pickoff move. There was a new ruling that went around on another pickoff move that he tried to do it. The rule is that the pickoff has to be thrown to the bag.
Yeah.
So, again, Naylor has been back and forth between where he stands in terms of the pickoff, in terms of where he wants to do the decoy. I just thought that was really interesting.
Yeah, Naylor's one of those guys that's always trying to find an edge. One of the slowest players in baseball, has, I think, 23 stolen bases on the season. And did you see the Cole Young slide through Naylor's legs?
I did.
That
was fun.
It's just hilarious. They're fun to watch. They need to get hot. I thought if they got swept this weekend, it was going to be it. It was going to send them off into the sunset, but no, they get back-to-back wins over the weekend after a really tough loss on Friday night. So.
If I asked you what was Josh Naylor's stealing percentage,
what did you guess it? Well, he got picked. I know he got picked off. That might have been on Friday night. It was at one of the games where he got picked off by the pitcher. He started going, and then they turned and threw it over to first base. 85%? I don't know.
Has a career stolen base success rate of approximately 79.8%.
What is it?
75 bases, 94 attempts.
Do we know what it is this season?
23 of 29.
23. What's a percentage? I don't care.
79.3.
79. Okay, that's this season, not for that.
79.8 career, 79.3 this season.
Right at it. 80%. 80%. And we looked at StatCast. He's one of the slowest players in baseball, which is hilarious to me. At 2:30 today, we are going to have a new guest that we haven't talked to before. Brett Alper works for Chat Sports. He does both Titans and New England Patriots coverage. So not only can we talk to him about the joint practices, about Hard Knocks, about the Seahawks coming in and playing against Tennessee this weekend. The home opener is going to be on Wednesday, September 9th. That will be against the Patriots. So we'll talk to him both at 2:30. But right now, watch out. The Fire are on fire. Who the hell is Joshua Baez? And a city shuts down arena funding. Oh, no! All of that in the Daily Buzz. We do it next. It's 105.1 The Fan. Well, Devin Witherspoon is going to be paid an awful lot of money to play football. Not surprising. The rookie class of 2023, Seahawks did pretty well. They got a guy named Jackson Smith-Njigba in the first round. They also got a guy named Devin Witherspoon in the first round. Well, you now have the highest paid wide receiver and the highest paid cornerback. Signed 2 key pieces of your Super Bowl champion team. Go ahead, Casey. I know you're wearing your Joey Porter Jr. jersey on purpose today. First, do you like the signing of Devin Witherspoon, a guy that hasn't put up the biggest numbers, but impacts the football field in a lot of different ways from the cornerback position? Credit to Mike McDonald for the way he uses a versatile guy, but it definitely makes things interesting.
Yeah, the secondary has always been one of the most important units of the Seattle Seahawks. Again, foundationally, again, with the Legion of Boom, and even before that, great secondaries have always been an identity for the Seahawks. I really like it because, especially this offseason, me and you were having the conversation of, well, who do you pay at this corner position?
Yeah.
Do you pay Reek Woolen? Do you go out and go find a guy? Do you pay Devin Witherspoon? So I think they made the right choice. They kept the guy that really keeps the foundation of their identity as a defense.
When you're seeing it on Hard Knocks, the personality as well. And this is one of those deals, too, where you look at it, this is an extension as early as you can possibly do it. So going into this season, you're not going to get a huge cap hit this year, next year. And then as this ages, like you said, Joey Porter Jr., it's time to sign him. Christian Gonzalez is going to get paid a lot of money. As these dominoes drop and the further it pushes out, these deals look better and better the earlier you sign him. You know you got a guy that you can count on. And from a culture standpoint, I mean, having JSN on the one side, the guy that seems to be the most level-headed, even-keel star receiver that maybe we've seen. And then on the other side, you got a guy that's just energy, energy, energy on the defensive side. It maintains that exactly what you said. It's the secondary that leads this team, that persona, but the persona that we're loud on this side of the ball and we're business-like on this side of that's where they had success. I know Doug Baldwin wasn't the quietest guy, but the first time they went through and won the Super Bowl, it really was the Legion of Boom Super Bowl, and that's the way that you look back and remember it. And Russ was still young. He wasn't on the nano bubbles and wasn't the guy that he ended up being when he was kind of run out of town.
The Buzz.
All right, Steve Ballmer has been cleared of major allegations in the Clippers investigation. Does this mean Kawhi Leonard is going to get off scot-free on all of this? I mean, the investigation won Pablo Torre, what, a Pulitzer Prize for investigative reporting on this story? And then you go through and the owner is cleared of it. It's holding up a trade where Kawhi is going to be gone and going to Toronto if they can get this done. They said this is something that could take even longer to figure out all the details on, but it feels like we're moving on. If the owner is in the clear, we'll see what the next dominoes are to fall. But this is one of those stories where when it happened, you're like, oh my gosh, this is going to change the way we look at the sport. Is this going to be another one? It reminds me of the college basketball investigation where the FBI found out that people were being paid and they figured it out and it was gonna crumble the foundation of basketball, and like one guy got fired and he was probably gonna be fired anyways with Sean Miller. They're like, Arizona hasn't been that good anyways. We're just gonna fire him anyways. And that was the only thing that happened. Is this gonna be one where we look back and go, thought that would have been a bigger deal? Because it feels like it's moving that direction. At least in my opinion.
Yep.
Yeah.
The Buzz.
All right, so the city of San Antonio has rejected a proposed vote on Spurs arena funding. They rejected a vote. That means they're just going to figure it out behind closed doors. Should we start freaking out because they're going to have to go behind? This is probably the better way to get things done. They're trying to get a new arena in a small market NBA team. Let's just sit back and watch from a distance and see if they turn it into a giant mess. I'm willing to guess they won't. Speaking of the NBA, Russell Westbrook apparently had an offer to continue to play but chose retirement instead of a multi-year contract with the Washington Wizards. Good choice?
Good choice.
Good choice. I'm 100% with you there. There is a rash of injuries going on. Who has the toughest road in this NFL season? If you had to look at it, who's sitting there, new coach, quarterback situation's a little bit wonky. You've got a really tough road to hoe already. Arizona Cardinals might be the top of that list. That division is going to be a murderer's row. I don't remember if they won a game within the division last year or the year before. We can go back and look at the history of that franchise winning games against the 49ers, the Rams, the Seahawks. They have so many injuries right now. They have already lost a second-round pick to a season-ending injury. And on top of that, your number 3 overall pick, Jeremiah Love, sounds like it's a high ankle sprain that could keep him out of the opening game of the season. So not great for them. Week 2, playing the Seahawks. Get ready.
That might not be a good start to the season.
I feel like it's going to be a rough year for Mike LaFleur. It's bad enough that you're like, he's the brother of this guy. Good luck. Go to Arizona and see how it goes. It would be nice to see Arizona get out there and play well, but, not against the Seahawks. So if they can get things rolling and Jeremiah Love gets going by, let's say, I don't know, week 4 or 5, I'd feel a lot more confident about that. You know where things are not looking great?
Talk to me.
The new Highmark Stadium in Buffalo.
Oh, yeah.
Bills players not happy with the grass turf on that field. So
the players aren't happy.
Yeah, so Bills players gave a negative review of the new Highmark Stadium grass.
So who is happy?
The fans aren't happy because you have obstructed views. The NFL has been clamoring, and after the World Cup, look how nice it was to have these grass surfaces. Wouldn't it be wonderful to play on it? Here's part of the reason they don't is it feels like very often we get reports that they don't know what they're doing with the grass. We saw it in Santa Clara, and players were really upset about the grass surface that was down there, and it wasn't up to the standard. Here you have a brand new $2 billion stadium in Buffalo. They decided to stay outdoors because they're the Bills. We're not going to build a dome stadium. Kansas City, you go and build your own dome stadium. Bears, you can go. We're building a new $2 billion outdoor stadium. We're going to play on grass. We're the Bills. We got a Bills Mafia. Ugh. Obstructed views all over social media. They had their first preseason game up there, and the players themselves within the organization already taking shots at the grass surface that they have to play on.
Tough luck.
Jeez, just not great. Do you think Von Miller's going to turn any heads going to a team this late in the stages of the preseason?
Yeah.
Von Miller 2?
We've seen it a lot with defensive linemen this year.
Well, yeah, we just saw Jadeveon Clowney is going to Texas and going to play for the Houston Texans. Von Miller
getting another workout.
That's my next thing. Can you shut up about it already? I'm trying to settle down on this thing. I was going to report it calmly and casually. You have to poke the bear. I don't really appreciate that. Von Miller going to the Dallas Cowboys to bolster their defense, a defense that does not have Micah Parsons. Of course, it sounds like the Green Bay Packers might not have Micah Parsons for a while either. So that trade, right now, it kind of feels like it's at least looking better for Jerry Jones when people crucified him for getting rid of a guy that has Defensive Player of the Year caliber potential every single season. He's been beat up. He's been chipped up. They're adding another piece to a defense that you feel like is going to get a lot better with Von Miller.
Yeah, and you also know that it's going to help develop one of your first-round picks in Malachi Lawrence, edge rusher out of UCF.
I don't know if it's I don't disagree with what you're saying. Push a guy like that to go out there and just see that a guy like Von Miller prepares. I don't know how much of it is mentorship and how much of it is just like, let's go. Yeah.
Whoever's on the other side is going to eat.
It certainly does make sense. And yes, Aaron Donald, back for a second workout. Can you just decide, dude? You're going to play, you're going to not. Here's my big question, and I think I've brought this up before. I know I went on a little bit of a rant the other day. It's irritating. How much is he going to play for? This is not LeBron James, who has played consistently for 243 years in the NBA, started playing before the league actually used inflated basketballs. You've set the record for the longest career, the most points, all of those things. I feel like LeBron James has earned the right to play where he wants for as little he wants. The guy's a billionaire. And it's one of those things where, yes, it's a salary cap sport, but there's been plenty of super teams created. It's a player-driven league. If Aaron, do you have breaking news that Aaron Donald has agreed to
Nothing
sign?
breaking.
You are
just,
smirking at
the
me.
Los Angeles Rams have approximately $15 million in current available cap space.
So they pay him $15 million.
I think he gets 14
He
over
better.
2 years.
He better. For 2 years.
2 year, $28 million.
They better pay him some. If he shows up and plays on a veterans minimum.
Again, that's the market that's already resetting. Defensive tackles are making upwards of $30 million right now. So if you can get him on that cheap a deal,
That's what I'm saying. It doesn't seem. Yeah. I mean, he is
too good to be true.
It is, and but I know that they are not your foe. I don't think they're on your schedule this year. It feels a little dirty.
It does feel a little dirty.
I'd love to play with Myles Garrett. Yeah, so would I. But guess what? I'm not playing for less than $24 million, buddy. That's just, hey, that's who I am. So, I don't know. We'll see what happens there. But, hey, let's get into it. The Seahawks are going to be doing some joint practices with the Tennessee Titans. They've got a preseason game this weekend, home opener against the Patriots. We're lucky enough to have not only the Chat Sports representative for the Titans, but also for the Patriots. We're going to talk with Brett Alper next. But first, we got to walk over to the George McCoy at Warren Allen Sports Desk and see what we missed.
This sports update is brought to you by Laurelhurst Market Steakhouse and Butcher Shop, a great spot for any occasion. And don't forget, you save 10% on your Butcher Shop order when you dine in. Menus and more at laurelhurstmarket.com. First on the fan, well, the NFL stays doing what the NFL does. The NFL has released future power rankings for 2027 through 2029.
Oh, yes, they have.
There are 32 projected teams.
Was this the NFL or was this ESPN putting those out?
Sorry, this is the ESPN putting out an NFL list.
Did you see the photo on that list? There are 3 guys in the photo on the ESPN headline. It is Jordan Love. I believe it's Will Anderson, certainly a Houston Texan. Mike Macdonald has become a star. Center, middle of it, the largest photo on there is none of your players. It's not JSN. It is not Devin Witherspoon, who just became the highest paid cornerback in football. It is Mike Macdonald. There has been a sea change. A defensive-minded head coach is now the centerpiece on the next 3 years in the NFL.
Well, that makes sense because the overall scores were given out. Your Seahawks at number 1, overall score of 88.7. My Pittsburgh Steelers, the disrespect is crazy. Ranked 30th behind only the Miami Dolphins and the Arizona Cardinals with a score of 70.4. All I have to say to this, McCarthy, let's bring him to September.
You know what? Nothing like being disrespected to motivate a team, and it'll be disappointing to see the Steelers flounder this year with Aaron Rodgers. But hey, you have Drew Aller, looked great in his preseason opener. Quarterback of the future, right there.
I love it. And for more sports scores and stories in 30 minutes, I'm Lowercase from the George McCoy at Warren Allen Sports Desk. Hurt, missing work? Insurance companies acting like jerks? Don't call your mom. Call George McCoy at warrenallen.com.
The home of the firm.
All right, welcome back to the show. We are joined now by Brett Alper. He is a host and producer with Chat Sports, covers both the Tennessee Titans and the New England Patriots. Earlier in the show, Brett, we were talking about how we watch preseason football games. Obviously, it's not the same as watching regular season.
Yeah.
How do you consume, especially when you're covering two different teams, to go out and watch very closely, I imagine, two preseason games over the weekend?
It's kind of difficult because you're kind of watching while you're also live on YouTube. Like, we do these watch parties, so you're getting excited, but at the same time, you're trying to get all your takeaways and analysis on, all right, who's this third string player? Well, also at the same time, like last week, the Patriots were playing the same time as the Titans. So it was, you got to watch back highlights after. And then when you're watching fourth quarter, it's not the most fun football, I'll say that.
Well, yeah, I mean, there's guys that will not be playing in the NFL for sure. We also just talked about an ESPN article that came out today. They were trying to preview the next 3 years of the NFL and what teams are in the best position. And Casey's a little disappointed. He's a Steelers fan. They're at the bottom of the list. But at the top is the Seattle Seahawks. They're playing the Titans this weekend for the preseason game. They're going to play the Patriots for the home opener of the entire season rematch of the Super Bowl. Not only are the Seahawks number one on the list, but the photo is a big shot of Mike Macdonald. He has turned into a star between February and the start of Hard Knocks. And what has the perception been outside of the area when you're covering other teams? What's your thought on Mike Macdonald? Because I find him fascinating.
I think talking about Mike Macdonald is like just his demeanor. He feels like he's one of those hard-nosed coaches. Like I guess you would even kind of compare it to Robert Saleh and also Mike Vrabel. And you're kind of seeing with Hard Knocks and just how he is coaching, it is no nonsense, nothing at all. Like, you make one mistake, he'll take you out, and that's kind of the head coach that you want. Some guy that the players will definitely look up to and they respect more than anybody.
We're talking with Brett Alper. He works with Chat Sports, covers both the Patriots and the Tennessee Titans. The Titans didn't start things great, at least not for Cam Ward in the preseason game, but you have Robert Saleh coming in, trying to reset a culture. What have you seen from the Titans so far in the preseason that gives you hope, or maybe doesn't, for this season? It feels like it's always a winnable division in the AFC South.
For the Titans, I mean, the first thing you obviously look at is Cam Ward. Going into his second year, is he going to excel like some of the players have done in previous years? For example, like Drake May and Caleb Williams. But he really did not look good in that preseason game against the 49ers. I mean, 5 for 12. It still felt like he was still making some of those mistakes, kind of holding the ball way too long. He definitely has the arm talent, but just figuring it out. And I know with Brian Dable at offensive coordinator, with his type of offense, that he can help it. It's just Cam Ward's still learning it. And the last couple of days, he completed, I think it was 43 of 53 in the two practices. He's looking a lot better. It's just kind of lower the turnover rate. And also the defense. I mean, Robert Saleh coming in. You still have Jeffrey Simmons. They bring in Jermaine Johnson on the edge. You drafted Keldrick Falk. I really like this defensive line, but the secondary with Lante Taylor and also Cordell Flott is something to look at. They struggled a lot against the 49ers in joint practices and also in the preseason game. But I think they're going to bounce back. They have a lot of talent on the defense. I think it's a year or two away from being a year away.
Yeah.
If that makes sense. They have some talent, but I don't know if they're going to compete for a playoff spot.
Yeah, I think that's fair.
It all relies on Cam Ward.
Well, and I think a lot of it relies on Brian Daboll as well. I mean, moving from head coach to offensive coordinator, I feel like it gives Robert Saleh a buffer. If he can get the defense playing well, then he can kind of leave the offense and the Cam Ward development to his offensive coordinator with head coaching experience, focus on one side of the ball. That feels like a really good hire. And like, do you know the Daboll presence? Is that being felt already? Because it feels like you just went through the list of everybody that they have on their defense. It feels like Robert Saleh has already made his mark. Has Brian Daboll made his mark on that team already?
I think so. I mean, you could kind of see it with the first couple of plays. Like, you saw from what you saw last year with Jackson Dart and Wan'Dale Robinson, you're kind of seeing the same exact thing with Cam Ward and Wan'Dale. They're going a lot more fast-paced than last year. With Brian Callahan, it felt like the offense had no idea what they were doing. And the players respect Dable a lot more. They're like, we're learning. We're kind of expanding. It's a lot more broader horizon with this offense than it was in previous years. And I think it's going to work out for them. They have a good wide receiver core. And I think you're going to see the ball like kind of spread the wealth between Wan'Dale, especially Carnell Tate, who looks awesome. He really didn't have many kind of targets against the 49ers, but he has looked like the best wide receiver on the field for them.
Well, it's been hard to talk about the Patriots during this offseason. We have all of the scandal around it. We've dubbed it Flategate here on our show, but everything going on with Mike Vrabel has been very little football talk, and now we're actually in camp, preseason game under the belt. This is a team that was in the Super Bowl as maybe the biggest surprise ever. They lose 2 of their first 3 games, including the opening week against the Raiders. It was a team that won, 3 or 4 games the year before. Drake May gets runner-up in the MVP voting, and they make it to a Super Bowl in year 1 for Vrabel. I expect a big step back just because the game went so poorly. I think the AFC was so chipped up. You don't have a lot of the big names, no Mahomes, no Lamar Jackson, no big names that you had to go through, no Joe Burrow in the postseason. So if you didn't have to go through the gauntlet that has been the AFC, feels like they're set up for a big step back. Am I just a little removed from it, or do you see something similar?
I disagree.
Okay.
I might call it a little bit biased here, but I think with all the problems that they had, you saw in the Super Bowl, like the offensive line getting totally dominated. Will Campbell looks like he should have been put at guard, and they've improved their team from last year. You added a great offensive lineman in Elijah Vera Tucker if he stays healthy. That's the big question.
Sure.
And I think just what you saw from Drake May, just overall, I know you could call it an easy schedule that everybody's going to call, but they still had to play some very talented defenses and still threw 3 touchdowns against the Chargers. But now you're adding Romeo Doubs, you're adding A.J. Brown, and I think just the talent that they have total, especially on defense, you adding an all-pro and Kevin Byard, I think obviously a little step back, I think, but I still see them kind of really competing for a playoff spot. I would say 10 wins.
Okay. Oh, if you have a 10-win team in the Patriots, is Tennessee still kicking themselves for letting Mike Vrabel walk? He had such an impact on that team in year 1, and all the surrounding stuff with Tennessee letting him go. That feels like one of the bigger blunders that we've seen.
I would call it very dumb. You see just the kind of what he changed in New England from the Gerard Mayo era, which it looked like the laughing stock of the entire NFL, to what they have now. You saw the final 2 years in Tennessee. It was terrible. It was awful. So they needed a change, but I don't know if they should have done it. It was bad.
That's a fair assessment. Brett Alper with us. Just kind of want to wrap things up on this. Looking at the entire NFL, every year there are teams that go from worst to first and first to worst. There's a big flip around that we see every single season. The Rams have established themselves as the betting favorite for good reason. They're potentially getting Aaron Donald back. What are your picks just for the season as we get into it? If the Patriots are a 10-win season, who's the top of the AFC? Who's the top of the NFC in your mind?
It's so for the NFC. For what the Rams did, especially if they get Aaron Donald, I think they're going to be the 1 seed. And for the AFC, I hate to say it, but probably Buffalo. If Houston, if CJ Stroud can play great, and that's a big, big ask, they will be the 1 seed. I think they have the most talented team, but it's all to the quarterback.
Yeah, does he need to be great with that defense? If he was good in the playoffs, I think that they end up being the AFC representative. He just needs to get out of his own way. I mean, some of the turnovers were just so head-scratching, and the regression felt like it was as much decision-making as it was actual execution, and that's where it really gets me. I mean, can C.J. Stroud get back to the guy that he was?
If you limit the turnovers,
yep,
then you're good. Because the 4 turnovers, 4 interceptions, that's the sole reason why they lost the Patriots game.
Yep.
It was solely because of C.J. Stroud. The defense did its job. It's up to him. But, they have a talented team. Nico Collins, Tank Dell. Well, we will see if Tank Dell is back from what he was.
That was one of the worst injuries. Gives me shivers thinking about watching that game, watching it live. I was just, gave me the heebies and the jeebies. Tell people where they can find you and your content online.
You can follow me on Twitter, follow me on Instagram at The Real Alper, and also subscribe to both of the YouTube channels, Patriots Today and also Titans Today. We do live watch parties every Sunday. We make videos every day, just content for all you can think of. If you need any news, rumors, analysis, we got it right here for Titans or on Patriots.
Well, fantastic. Thank you, Brett Alper. Appreciate that, guys. We need to get to some headlines. We'll do some in case you missed it, and one more for the road next. You're listening to Happy Hour on 105.1 and the Fan Sports Network.
The new
Scotty, in case you missed it, Scotty Scheffler cruised to an 8-shot win at the St. Jude Champion to open the PGA Tour playoffs. Congrats to Scotty, who is now a step closer to winning the FedEx Cup and completing his life's mission of turning golf back into the most comfortable cure for insomnia. The man plays golf with the unbridled charisma of an accountant filling out an audit on a Sunday afternoon. Is there anybody less entertaining? Getting arrested outside the gates of Valhalla sounds like the start of a Vin Diesel movie. Surely he had to become a badass. Nope. Scotty goes right back to winning golf tournaments with the raw passion and energy of off-white paint drying. 8 shots. Was there any drama yesterday?
Not at all.
Come on, Scotty. In case you missed it, Giants quarterback Jackson Dart was, quote, puzzled after being removed from the game for a concussion check, despite showing no clear signs of distress in his mind. Of course, in the moment, he did appear to be confused about who he was, where he was, and most importantly, why he was. In fairness, I often wonder about that too. In case you missed it, Tom Brady lectured current players about skipping preseason games, insisting that reps are everything. I agree, Tom. Skipping preseason reps is almost as bad as broadcast networks letting their lead analysts skip weekly prep meetings just so they can own 5% of the worst team in the league. Speaking of which, Troy Aikman, with his new role as an advisor for the Miami Dolphins, will face Tom Brady-like strict NFL broadcasting limitations, including being barred from practice access. The fact that these guys are allowed to broadcast and work for a team is enough to drive you to drinking. Right, Tony Romo? Right? Tony, the expression is drive you to drinking, not drink you to driving. That's not, you're doing it. No, is that too much? And finally, in case you missed it, Mike Vrabel says he has, quote, no hard feelings towards Tom Brady for staying neutral during the Super Bowl, which is nice because usually when Mike Vrabel has hard feelings, it costs a sports reporter their job. Am I right?
Well done.
Thank you. If you missed any part of this show, past shows, or future shows, download the podcast. It's 1051thefan.com, Odyssey.com, the Odyssey app. There are 22 days, 14 hours, 26 minutes, and 14 seconds until the NFL season officially kicks off. Let's
grab one more for the
road. Well, big congratulations to Ginny Lou. Do you know who Ginny Lou is? Were you following the news? Are you familiar with Ginny Lou?
I'm not.
Ginny Lou is a rescue pug who just took home the top prize in the annual World's Ugliest Dog Contest. Congratulations. One thing, pugs start ugly, but to be the world's ugliest dog, it is just fantastic. If you need to go and find a picture of this pug, I mean, it is everything that you would hope for. The tongue dragging on the ground, eyes bugging out of its head. Would you be proud if you had an ugly dog? Would you enter it in the world's ugliest dog competition?
No, I would feel awful about it.
It's a dog. It's not a child. Like, even the world's ugliest kid, that's probably a little bit, hit to the ego. This dog doesn't know it's the ugliest dog. It's got wearing the beaded necklace. It's got the metal around its neck. Come on.
It's got to know it's ugly just the way that other dog owners look at it.
Yes, but there's a certain point. There's a certain threshold. If you're not going to be great, be terrible, just go the other way. It's like when I play golf. I can't be consistent.
No one wants to be average.
That's why I choose, like, if I hit a good drive down the center of the fairway, I'm going to duff the next shot into the canyon in between me and the green.
Time
because,
to chase the trees.
Yeah, you'd hate, if I pay $60 to go out and golf like I did this weekend, why would I not try to take at least 105 shots? You'd hate to, pay the same amount of money to shoot 70 shots, 75 shots. You get a lot more money's worth. If you can't be great, be terrible. Congratulations to Ginny Lou from Ukiah, California. The ugliest dog, not in the country, not in California. Ugliest dog in the world. Big thanks to Brett Alper, who joined us from Chat Sports. Thank you, Casey Smith. Thank you, everybody that listened. And, of course, thank you, Isaac Ropp. We're all done for now. Bye-bye.
When you're feeling in the dumps, don't be silly chumps. Just purse your lips and whisper.